Hey guys, this is Miriam at High Life Auto. I am out doing a video on a 2011 Nissan Frontier. If you've never been on my video test drives before, the way it works is I drive the vehicle on video and I tell you what I see, hear, think, smell, and feel to give you the best indication of being in the driver's seat without actually being in the driver's seat. I'm not a mechanic and this is not meant to be a 182-point inspection. Rather, this is meant to be a sneak peek into how the vehicle drives and any potential issues I notice as we're going along. So we'll take a look around the vehicle, we'll take a look under the hood, and then we'll go for a drive. And this one, I've got a little bit more information on because I've had it for a while. We bought it with an intermittent no start, and so we did our diagnosis and we thought, well, maybe it's the fuel pump. So we replaced the fuel pump with, just an aftermarket one, and that didn't fix it. So then we replaced it with a Nissan OEM one, and it had a fuel sensor A code or something. So then we replaced it with a Nissan OEM one, and that fixed that problem. Still didn't fix the no start problem. So then we replaced, we did more diagnosis and all of that. We replaced the crank sensors and the crank and cam sensors. And that fixed it. But we used aftermarket ones, and we have found that foreign vehicles really like OEM parts for electronics. So after we had, dabbled with that a couple times, used a couple aftermarket ones, and then decided that it was probably an OEM thing. We sent it out to Humberts and they put in some OEM ones, and they've not had a problem with it. And while I was out there, they put in a brand new battery, and so this thing has a brand new OEM fuel pump, brand new OEM crank and cam sensors, and I'm assuming it's got a brand new battery. I've got to look underneath there. I don't know if they put in refurbished but we'll look when we get under there. And so all that good stuff, and we'll see what else we've got. So here we go. 2011 Nissan Frontier. It's just a baby truck. Nissans are they're really good vehicles. So obviously, this one had a couple electrical things, but now with all of those fixed, it should be ready to go for another, 10, 20 years, whatever, however long you maintain it and keep it going. So you do have a little bit of rust here on the wheel wells. The tires are probably about 40% would be my guess. Here's the bed. The bed's in pretty good condition. Looks like I got to get some of my stuff out of it, but really no rust eating through or anything like that. Otherwise, the side looks pretty decent. No other rust to look at on the front wheel wells. You just have this little spot right here, and the front tire is about the same as the back. So other than that, it looks pretty decent on the side. Interior is just cloth. You've got your typical wear right there, but it's not bad. No other major holes, rips, tears, anything like that. Maybe a little bit of scratching or something from like a dog or something, but again, not bad. All right, from the back end, looks like a little bit of dent on either side of the bumper, but it doesn't really do a whole lot. Tailgate comes down, and then you've got this plastic piece missing here. I do have part of it in the front of the truck. You could glue it back on. In all reality, just probably better just to get a new lens or a new tail light from a salvage yard. Either one, but it works just the way it is. So this side, rust looks a lot better. You don't have the rust on the wheel wells that you do on the other side, which is odd to me. Why would you get rust on one side and not the other? But who knows? You've got that cool little bumper thing on here. Let me pop the hood and we'll take a look underneath here. Okay. There's the hood pop, and I also want to plug in the scanner thing. There we go. There's no check engine lights on there, but there's a VDC light with traction control. I just want to see what it comes back to. So, get this working. Okay. And here, there's the motor, the V6 motor. Sounds like it's running good, doing what it's supposed to. Brand new battery. 1124 is when that was made or whatever. Whatever Napa Pro form is, that's when, I don't know what kind of warranty that has on it, but there's a brand new battery in November or December of last year, which is when we took the truck to them. We took it to them in November. I think they got tired of jumping it, so they put a brand new one in there. Okay, all of that. And we're gonna get in the truck, And we've got 141,000 miles on the dash. Like I said, it's got that VDC off light and that slip light off. On a Nissan, those are traction control lights. On like a domestic car, you would have that little squiggly road light, and that's what they is on Nissan. My seatbelt light, because my daughter does not have her seatbelt on, that would go off. I did just put air in the tires, so the tire pressure sensor works because it was on, and now it's off, so now it works. I've had the truck running for probably at least a good half an hour. You can see all the gauges look like they're supposed to be where they are, or they are where they're supposed to be. So that looks like it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Driver's side window works. Passenger side window, does that work, Lily?
Nope.
Okay, is my window locked? Hold on, let me see. Try it now. Okay, passenger side window maybe does not go down. Let's see. Rear passenger side window. Let's see. All right, try pressing the other lock button. Okay, passenger side window still does not go up or down. All the others do. So passenger side window with no response from either button, I would guess that it is a motor regulator type thing on that window. Okay, I'm gonna do figure that out. Figure the radio out. Radio is important. Okay, radio works. We're going to figure out AC, max AC. Okay, we'll see if that works. Let's see if the radio works. We're going to turn that down so that we can get up here and test our four-wheel drive. Let's see, and we've got two-wheel drive right now. We're going to go put it in 4 high. We do have 4 low. I don't ever test 4 low, but we've got 4 high, and you can see on the dash right there, all 4 wheels are filled in, so that means we're in 4-wheel drive. And we do have 4-wheel drive. I'm about to go off the road and test that. So we do have 4-wheel drive, and now we'll go take it up the road. You can see the windshield wipers work. It's a rainy day. It's always good to know that before you have a rainy day. And the fluid does work as well. I had to clean the windshield earlier. Turn it down a little bit. We're going up this hill. We'll test our turn signals. Left turn signal works. Right turn signal works. I'll see if I can go through my system and figure out. Usually that VDC light and the slip light, usually that comes to a wheel speed sensor or something like that when those are both on. So I'm going to try and see if my thing will pull it up since there isn't a check engine light. Sometimes it'll pull it up, sometimes it won't. So we will, so you can see here, codes found 0, that's your check engine light. So there's 0 codes, but I'm going to try and find something on the ABS system. But let's see, I think the shop said that the cruise does not engage, and that's pretty typical when you have, so you can see the set light is flashing, when you have one of those traction control lights on, a lot of times the cruise will not set. So the cruise does not engage at the moment. I imagine that with the fixing of those 2 lights, it would engage just fine. So let me see if I can find something on the ABS. I might have to get my bigger scanner and just post pictures of what those codes are. But brakes are good and solid. No grinding or vibration. I didn't hear any suspension noise coming up the hill. It's driving smooth. Really, we've done everything to this truck that needs to be done. It runs and drives well. You've got, a passenger side window that needs to be done. you know, if you wanted that to go down, and then cruise if that's something that you wanted to fix. But otherwise, seems to be a really good running truck. I will, if I don't find the thing on this scanner, I will look for it on the other scanner, and I will post pictures of that VDC off light and slip light, find out what those come back to. And otherwise, if you guys have any questions, feel free to shout out to me. My cell phone is 309-267-7200. Thanks, guys.